Hello and welcome to the new series, Da'at Elokei Avicha. What does it mean, Da'at Elokei Avicha? Know HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Can we know HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Well, of course not. But what we could know is what the Torah tells us and what Chazal tell us. So with that limited knowledge that Chazal and the Torah gives us, we are required to know HaKadosh Baruch Hu to that extent. And let's see in our parasha Truma, how the Torah describes how Hashem spoke to Moshe Rabbeinu. The voice of HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to Moshe Rabbeinu in a very interesting way. The Torah tells us in our parasha, ונועדתי לך שם, ודיברתי איתך מעל הכפורת בין שני הקרובים אשר על ארון העדות, את כל אשר אצווה אותך אל בני ישראל. HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke to Moshe Rabbeinu from on top of the keruvim. What does that mean? The keruvim were inside the Kodesh HaKodashim in the Mishkan, in the tabernacle. There was a Kodesh Kodashim. When you exit, the Kodesh Kodashim had the Aron HaKodesh, that the Kohen HaGadol goes into it in Yom Kippurim once a year. Then when it comes out, you have the Kodesh. Over there you have the Menorah, the Mizbeach, Zahav, and the Shulchan. Now, where was the call, the voice of HaKadosh Baruch Hu come to Moshe Rabbeinu? How will Moshe Rabbeinu hear it? It says over here that it was from Aron Ha'edut, which is put in the Aron. The Luchot were put in the Aron eventually, the broken Luchot, together with the Sefer Torah. And on top of that was a kaporet, and on top of that was the kruvim, and that's where the voice came out to Moshe Rabbeinu. Rashi tells us that there's a contradiction to that in the beginning of Vayikra. The first pasuk says, "Vayidaber Hashem elav me'oel moed lemor." HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke to Moshe Rabbeinu outside the Kodesh Kodashim, because Oel Moed is the Mishkan, Rashi says, which is outside the Parochet. So therefore, where did Moshe Rabbeinu hear the voice of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Was it from on top of the Kaporet, inside Kodesh Kodashim, or outside? Rashi says that there's a third pasuk which explains this contradiction and works it out. The pasuk is in Bamidbar, and it says over there, Ubevo Moshe el Oel Moed, when Moshe Rabbeinu came to the Mishkan, outside the Parochet, וישמע את הקול מדבר אליו מעל הכפורת. He heard the voice of HaKadosh Baruch Hu coming out from on top of the kaporet, which means משה היה נכנס למשכן, משה רבנו entered the tabernacle, וכיוון שבא בתוך הפתח, once he entered the entrance, קול יורד מן השמיים, the voice of HaKadosh Baruch Hu would come down from the sky, לבין הקרובים, in between these two keruvim, ומשם, from there, יוצא ונשמע למשה באוהל מועד. From there he would come out to Moshe Rabbeinu, which was by the Mishkan. Now when we take a look at Rashi, in the beginning of Vayikra, the first pasuk, Rashi says, where was it exactly on the kaporet? Where was the voice coming out exactly from? Rashi tells us, יכול מכל הבית, תלמוד לומר מעל הכפורת, יכול מעל הכפורת. Could it be that it comes out from on top of the kaporet? Rashi says, specifically it says, מבין שני הקרובים. The voice came out from between the two kruvim that was on top of the kaporet. From in between them, the voice came out. This voice came out to Moshe Rabbeinu, and when Moshe Rabbeinu heard it, what happened with the voice? Did it continue going outside the curtains, and therefore the rest of the Kohanim and Am Yisrael were able to hear it? Rashi says no. Akol haya nifsak, Rashi says. It would stop by the Mishkan, wouldn't come out. Akol olech umagia לאוזניו, וכל ישראל לא שומעים. It would enter Moshe Rabbeinu's ears, but nobody else would be able to hear. Why is that? Because it says here that it would come out and it would stop right there. מלמד שהכל היה נפסק. Once it would reach Oel Moed, that would stop right there. You might think that maybe the voice stopped. מלמד שהכל היה נפסק ולא היה יוצא חוץ לאוהל. Maybe you would think that the reason it stopped is because the voice was not loud. It was a whispering voice. So a curtain was able to block the voice. Rashi says no. תלמוד לומר את הכל, מהו הקול? הוא הקול המתפרש בתהילים. In תהילים we found about this voice the following, קול השם בכוח, קול השם is in strength, powerful. Kol Hashem behadar, Kol Hashem shover arazim. The voice of HaKadosh Baruch Hu would break trees, שובר ארזים. אם כן, למה נאמר מאוהל מועד? מלמד שהכל היה נפסק. Beautiful insight of how the voice came out, and the strength, and how it went from where, and where would it stop.